G'day and welcome back to episode number 6. I've had a bit of a look around and there are a couple of changes to the plan. The first thing is, rather than building a relay station at Karkuish, I will cancel that and instead we'll attempt to colonise Formahout. Now the Mother Ark is just on its way to St. Lincoln, so we'll redirect that in a second. The other thing is, there are some transports awaiting orders at Edinburgh. We'll send them to Formalhout with population right now. And I'd like to build another Mother Ark ship at Augusta and make sure there's something in the queue at Augusta. So that's fine there, and that's about it for now. The reason for colonising Formalhout is it's a rich system, so that's good, but it's also got natural antimatter, and natural antimatter can make our missiles more effective across the whole empire, ground and ship missiles, the whole works. Quite a bit more effective, so it's well worth colonising at least one world anywhere in your empire. It doesn't need to be connected to a trade network or anything. So long as you have that colony, you get access to the antimatter missiles, so that's a great one to pick up on the way. So that's all I needed to prepare. Those are the only minor changes I had there. Let's keep going. Okay, so ships arrived at St. Lincoln. We'll move those straight on. Unrest at Karkuish. I think what I'll end up doing is I'll either give this back to the Karkar, or I'll let it be attacked, as I said in the previous episodes. But for now, that's fine. Now, each turn the Mother Ark gets closer to Formalhout, the further out this supply range will go, because the supply range will be as if when you colonize a planet, the same range will appear around the Mother Ark. So eventually I'll be able to send the ships from Karkuish onto some of the other Karkar worlds. Okay, dust navigation's done. So now that we've got the Mother Ark, the precise location is now quite useful, because we can use it to move the Mother Ark in a direct line towards the edge of the supply radius. So if I wanted to head in this direction at the moment with the Mother Ark, I'd have to pick a gravity well to go to. I can't reach that one, so I'd have to go here first. Whereas if I pick precise location, I can move to exactly that tile, and then the radius will increase out here, and I can keep going like that. So that makes precise location a very, very useful tech at this point. I'm also interested in getting these planet scanning ones. In fact, I might just pick this up now, since it's quite a quick one. Planet scanning, it's only 3 turns. Terraformer at Augusta, and now we can step up to the core mine. And research lab at St. Lincoln. Now at St. Lincoln, I think I'd like to build so we've got heavy industry coming up to tech complex there. Well, I think I'd like to build more bio research. So we've got a lot of work to do in that discipline. And what else have we got? St. Lincoln, what's going on there? St. Lincoln's fine. We've just finished one of the structures this turn, so that's okay. What's waiting there? 3 destroyers. There's a transport coming in. Have we got any idle fleets? No, that's fine. Okay, so let's keep moving. So you saw the range increase there. So okay, 4 at Mito. Now I don't need to send them to St. Lincoln, it's already above peak growth. So I'll now send them on to Formalhout. and 5 at Edinburgh. It's actually 7, but that's fine as well, because as long as we're above 33 at Edinburgh, I'm happy. Defense at Earth. Okay, so we can go for the Nexus now and put another research lab in the queue. Some destroyers are ready. Let's get them up to Edinburgh. And Tech Complex. Okay, so the Tech Complex allows us to get the higher level Terraformer and Weather Controller. So I'll queue up both of those on the Tech Complex. And we'll put Comet Mines in the queue at on the Heavy Industry. Okay, that's all that done. Now I can't quite reach anything this turn with the fleet at Karkrish. Probably one more turn and we'll be able to move on there. I haven't actually scouted Formalhaut for a while, so I'll quickly just send the scout over there. It'll only take one turn, just to confirm there's no colony there, and also to check any other features before we colonize it. And okay, nothing else was revealed there, so I can go straight back. Or I can actually go and check out this planet. No planet. I have no intention of colonizing a no planet system, so I'm not even going to bother that. The destroyer's done. Got any idle fleets? Can't move that one. 10 at Edinburgh. Okay, so one thing I want to do is, with the new Mother Ark, the idea will be to send it up here to colonize these worlds, and the way I'll do that is with some escorts. So I'll bring the escorts down to Augusta right now, so they're ready to go when the Mother Ark rolls off the line. So Lincoln hasn't got any planetary defenses, so I'll need to put those in the queue as well. Just before I forget, those missiles are aging. We'll need to get the more advanced missiles, I think, but that'll happen in due course. Alright, let's keep going. No, we're not interested in anything you have to say. Okay, Ark ship arrived at Formalhaut, so we colonize. And I think much like St. Lincoln, we'll build a second industry there so we can develop it quite quickly. Also, I'll rename it to Las Vada. And now we're in range of Avalon, so I'll send the fleet on to Avalon. Transport can go back to Edinburgh. There's a war between the Jelutians and the Kraokan. Planet scanning's done. Next was information. Next, so I want to get precise location. I wouldn't mind colony scanning, dust navigation, but I think I'll just go straight for precise location at this point. Which is this one. How long does that take? 23 turns. It's quite a long one, but oh well, we'll need it anyway. Destroyers have arrived, and bioengineering's done. I think everything's fine there. Yep. Transports arrived at Las Vada, and they can go back to Edinburgh. The destroyers there, cruiser's done, and we'll go straight on to Dreadnought. Core mine at Augusta. Right, that's the big one. So now we've got 3 factors making things cheaper here. We've got the richness of the system, reducing costs by 25%. The asteroid belt reducing ship costs by 20%, and the mine reducing costs by a further 20%. So ships are extremely cheap to produce at this world now. Now we can build cruisers. They have defense 20, but very little attack compared to destroyers, which have defense 18, which is almost as strong, but much stronger attack. So we'll keep building destroyers for the time being. I've got no shortage of money or income, so there's no reason to stop building fleets. The minute I have some sort of financial difficulty, I'll start scrapping any obsolete ships. I may even want some more transports, simply because the amount of distance is increasing pretty quickly now as we're moving out. What else at Augusta? We'll probably start replenishing the hover tanks, I think. Hover tanks here are only a mere 120, very cheap to build, as their default cost is 200. So that's quite good. Okay, any idle ships? Oh, we're okay. Four ships at Karkush. Okay, so there's nothing really I want to colonize yet. Earth's fine. Destroyer at Augusta. How many have we got there now? 5. Okay. Colonist Workshop. Okay, so the Colonist Workshops will upgrade both to light industry straight away. And one more turn before we hit Avalon. And I do mean hit. Okay, what have you got? Avalon? Nothing by the way of fleets. 79 light missiles, which is quite a lot. In we go. So similar strategy as last time. I'll be landing the ground forces, taking out all of the missiles as quickly as possible. And so start battle, pause, launch ground units, resume. I'll F9, speed things up. So the ground units are just going to run around and destroy all the missiles, and then we'll bring over the ships for orbital bombardment. Okay, that's all done. Let's get those underway there. These underway here. Now they're moving their fleet across, or their one ship across to even participate in the bombardment, but that's of no consequence really. 18 militia is going to be a lot, so I'll need to probably keep an eye on them. I might lose a few ground ships, but ground hover tanks, but nothing too much to worry about. They can move on. The enemy's retreating with their few ships. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. Let's just check out their shields, make sure none are being picked on. No, that looks fine. Speed it up again. That one's done. Actually, I'll attack the central one now so that I can start bringing my ships over in a second. Okay, I can probably bring the ships over now. I'll just send them straight away to attack the ground units. Get them. Okay, I don't know if you noticed that, but the ships are stopping and starting every time the ground units move, so I'll give them a move order instead, if they're going to be annoying like that. we just lost one of the hover tanks. But now we're counter-attacking properly. Okay, now I'll actually send them to attack. Oops. Attack. 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 And attack. I might lose another hover tank, but I'm not too concerned. That should be just about it. Yep, done. Very good. And I can't exterminate again. I'm not sure what's preventing me from doing that. Maybe it's the war weariness. Although I'm not sure. I just don't know how war weariness works. Maybe that's how it presents in this game. That'd be a strange way for it to do so, but given that I can't exterminate, I'll just devastate. Transports have arrived. Ships are there. Now, I might... What will I do? Okay, so my options are... I'll see if I can exterminate again next turn. If I can't, I'll move on to Winchester. That's a decent enough plan. Hover tank's done there, that's fine. Nothing really critical going on, so I'll keep moving. Avalon, okay. Yeah, so no, I can't exterminate still. So I'll take no action. And I'll move on. Destroyers and Scout. I'll move that one armored assault ship back to Augusta. 4 more ships at Las Vada. Now, do I want to send them back to Edinburgh? Yeah, probably. Research Lab at Earth for defense, please. Destroyers. Okay, now I'll build... okay, so the Mother Ark was why these were yellow. Okay, Mother Ark is done. I can build some armored assault ships. And the Mother Ark can now fly up to... where? How are we going to get up there? I suppose we have to go via Bath. Until we get our precise location anyway. That'll have to do for now. Comet mines, that's fine. Light industry's done, okay, and all the population arrived this turn, so that's great. Let us build a landing station for the happiness factor is what concerns me there. We'll import some trade goods to make people happier here, and we'll keep upgrading one of the facilities so that we can start doing work on terraforming. Okay, so that's all fine. Nothing with the pirates. Empty transport arrived, okay. And back to Las Vada, please. Hover tank, destroyers, missiles. Everything's fine. Transports at Edinburgh. Oops. Population on first. Okay, the missiles are done. Oh no, the landing station's done. Okay. Oops, what's going on here? St. Lincoln, light missiles are done, and the global weather control is done. Okay. So that's on this facility. So what else can we build here at St. Lincoln? We can build a trade center. That's a good idea. But this is the technology complex. Is there anything higher worth building? Bio research center, yeah, that's what we want there. And once those missiles are done, that can start work on, yeah, sure, a landing station. Now at Los Vada we've got the landing station. Yeah, we can build a research lab there. And oh, we need more slots basically. So what will I do with this? Now we've got the antimatter source here, which means a commercial spaceport can be built, but the exporting only really affects places where you've got shipyards. You don't get much income from trade export of antimatter unless it's shipping to a ship world. So I won't really worry about building that in this case. And in fact what we'll do here is go straight up to the tech complex. So that's fine. One more turn before we hit Winchester. And they've got a lot of stuff here as well. For orbital lasers, okay, that'll be a new challenge. Missiles, a fair bit of ground forces too. So, okay, this will be interesting. Now, the thing about orbital lasers is they can actually shoot the drop pods from the Armada assault ships. So this is a little bit more tricky than usual. What I'm going to do is position the drop ships in the middle, like this. It probably won't work, but the idea is that the drop ships will go straight down the middle and hopefully be out of range of both of the orbital shipyards. Now I don't really want to risk sending the destroyers in because they'll get pounded by all these missiles at that point, so we'll keep the destroyers back as well. Although, keep them ready to... The first thing they will do is attack those when they're able. So that's roughly what's going on there. So start battle and pause. Deploy the units. Resume. F9. And then you can see one of the orbital lasers firing on one of the dropships. And it survived the first round. If it gets down to the ground, it'll be fine from then on. Looks like it made it. Although we might lose the other one. Nope, it survived too. Excellent. Excellent. Let's go attack those ones. Pause. These guys can attack there. Okay, now that was interesting there. Assault ships started to fire on the ground forces. I was a bit worried about that for a second, but they've started retreating anyway, so that's okay. So no problems there. These derrick structures, or things, these kind of look like derricks to me, but these are actually the missile jammers, so they prevent missiles from hitting their targets. Whoops, I forgot about the orbital defenses. Let's take them out first. Oops. Like so. These orbital defense batteries are quite strong. They can survive quite a lot of damage. That's done. And in fact, I'll send the destroyers straight on to attack the next two of those. Looks like I might lose, yeah, that one. That's alright. Not concerned. Did we get rid of that orbital? Yep. And done. Same deal, I still can't exterminate, so devastate. Okay, Winchester is done. Let's move on to Lioness and send the armored assault ships back to Augusta, those that don't have hover tanks. Defense lab at Earth. Okay, great. More labs, please. Destroyers. Yeah, sure, I'll chuck a few more in. It's all good. Yep. Oh wait. Osvada, why are you unhappy? You're at -3, so you should have no problem. No. Empty transports arrived. Yep, straight back to Las Vada. I assume I have, yeah, 42 population, so I can take 7 without a problem. Destroyer, research lab. Now, what research are we doing here at Las Vada? What have you got? Antimatter. Nothing especially useful, so... actually, we've run out of slots here for the moment. For... what have you got? 1 turn? 3 turns? 7 more people. Yeah, I might actually scrap the light industry. Oh no, I'll build some missiles first. Yep, that's that done. 1 more turn for Lioness. And what have you got there? That'll be everything they evacuated and a few other mixed things. 3 orbital lasers. Okay, so they must have just recently researched orbital lasers and they're starting to build up, but we've caught them before they get started. But with 3 orbital lasers, they've got 1 right in the flight path, so I'm actually going to have to destroy it for sure. Otherwise it'll make mincemeat of the drop ships. So let me do that. And that. Let's go. Hopefully it prioritizes the ships over the drop ships, which it has not. Ooh. Okay, note for self. Okay, that's that done. Now the missiles can fire on those ships, those destroyers, so I'll pull them back until the missiles are taken care of. And in 10 seconds, hopefully they'll retreat. Good. No, I don't need to worry too much about getting bombarded as well. And let's bring across our fleet to do some bombing. Actually, got to take out those orbitals. Before I do that, what is that giant thing? Oh, that must be the space squid. Obscuring one missile. Now my destroyers have taken a really dumb way of approaching those orbital lasers. They've gone in one at a time. Oh well. Okay, that when each one dies, I'll send the fleets over. That one's done. And that one's done. No, not quite. Now it's done. And finished. Oh, they're still evacuating. I don't think we'll get there in time, but maybe. I've got a lot of ships there. So this is the risk of evacuating. This is one of the risks of evacuating. You ship out one at a time, so you might even get a couple of kills here. Nice. And we lost nothing. Good. And devastate. Okay, Edinburgh is down to 36, so the population's getting down. 1, 2, 3. And that means we can drop the taxes. Excellent. So this has been a game unlike most of the other ones I've played, because in this game I haven't had room to expand. I haven't been constrained by population growth. I've been constrained by space to expand too, so it's a bit different to any of the other random map games I've played. Anyway, defense research. Armored assault ship. Okay, now we do need to start reinforcing those armored assault ships, and Los Vada will be the new rally point world. Landing station at St. Lincoln. What have we got here? The tech complex. Okay, we've got the global weather. We've got the terraformer. That's all that happiness stuff done. How are we off for happiness? We're at -2, so we can build another level of mine. And another research lab. Missiles at Los Vada. Okay, so what can we do here in terms of research? Another weapons? Another weapons system might be a good idea, I think. Biodiversity, okay. Biodiversity lets you do a bonus. It gives you a bonus to bio research of 40%. So it's great to set up all your biodiversity labs on a planet like that. But obviously we don't own it yet. Hopefully we'll own it later. And one more turn for that one. Now let's go have a look. Let's go take another look at Avalon. See how it's going. Bath. Okay, so Bath has got some defences. I could attack it, just as a sort of on the way thing. They're reinforcing with falcons. Falcons everywhere. But I don't really see any reason to, so I'll just wait. Okay, now we've got the extended range. We can move up again. we go. Did I ever move that? What happened here? Destroyers. Okay. Alright, Dreadnought's done. So, yeah, okay, we can get heavy missiles done in 4 turns, that's fine. Shuttle completed at St. Lincoln. Alright, let's move some of these St. Lincoln people over to Armada. I'm not setting up loop orders at this point because I'm sort of shipping people from all over the place, and I'll find it easier to keep track of individual ships rather than, you know, a mix of infinite loop or a fixed number of loops or that sort of thing. So again, it's just because of the style of this game has meant that I haven't been able to just constantly ship people to new worlds. I've sort of got a backlog to work through. But Edinburgh's got 35 again, so I've got 2 people in 1 turn there. And yeah, that's all fine. How many turns until some new ships arrive at Edinburgh? Some new transports. Quite a while by the looks of it, so I might bump that tax rate up again. Okay. Osvada. Hover tank at Augusta. Research lab at St. Lincoln, and once that mine's done, we can do the bio. And so I think I'm ready to scrap this heavy industry at long last. Yep. Okay, so that frees up a slot, lowers the pollution, increases the growth rate, all the good things. Light missile at Osvada. Osvada might be in a similar situation, although I've got some transports coming in with population, so I will wait just a bit longer and see if there's something else I can build there. The tech complex, actually I might upgrade to heavy industry, because the tech complex has got a lot of things that needs to get built, so that's fine. I think we're right to keep going. Avalon, what have you done in the meantime? Okay, you've got a new bunch of ships in orbit. This time we're going to be able to catch them because they haven't got any ground defences to stop us. So, pause. Now, they've got assault ships, transports, nothing with missiles, I think. I think the assault ships don't have missiles. I can't remember if there's a way to check, but the concern there is if I send my destroyers in a tight cluster, missiles can do area of effect damage, as you know. So one of the ways you can mitigate that is to increase the spacing of your ships, but I don't think I need to do that in this case, so that's fine. So I'll just send the destroyers in. The armoured assault ships can hang back. Oh, actually they've got militia, so yeah, we'll land. Speed up time. And here come the missiles. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. That's going to be almost impossible to target until I pause, so let me do that. Bang, bang, bang. Can I exterminate? No, I still can't exterminate. That's annoying. But at least I can, because I can do any damage, I'm going to wipe out 20% of their population. which is kind of good. I'd be annoyed if I couldn't do anything to these guys at this point. But definitely they're on their last legs. You know, I've taken out their home world and their 3 other starting worlds. So I think what I'll do is I'll go to make peace with the Kaka, and then I'll actually attack them myself and see if I can exterminate them that way. It might be that we're not allowed to make peace with a race that... might be that we're not allowed to exterminate worlds unless we're the aggressor. Maybe that's what's stopping me there. Another research lab, and another weapons lab. Now, we need more population before we can build that one. But in the meantime, I can do that. Transport to Armada, back they go. Get that destroyer up to Edinburgh. Mine complex at St. Lincoln. It's working on the biolab, so that's okay. Heavy industry at Armada. Now hopefully the heavy industry can do something useful for us, like an atmospheric centre. That's great. And one more turn for that. I don't think that's going to be in range. You can see the impact of the dust cloud on the... oh, maybe not. Maybe that's not actually quite... It looks asymmetrical to me, but maybe that's just because it's not quite at where Epsilon Noctanus is. Yeah, everything's okay there. Any idle fleets? He's kind of idle, but nothing better to do at the moment. Is it Lincoln? Why have I got destroyers there? Waiting for ground defences. That's been built, so that's okay. I'll bring them back to Edinburgh, I think. Yeah, actually, what we'll do is with the 14 destroyers there, we'll go up and harass Bath with 12 of them. Two of them there. Maybe one finished building this turn, yeah. Ships have arrived. New technology, heavy missiles, good. And 6 turns for interceptor missiles. You know, I might as well go straight for those. They're better again. Let me just show you for comparison. So the heavy missiles are defense 20, which is, I think the base one's at 8 or 10 or something. So they're twice as good. They've got more range and more attack. So 24,000 range, 30 air attack. The interceptor missiles are 30 air attack and 36,000 range, defense 25. So they can just withstand a bit more bombardment themselves and reach further, which is really useful, and so on. They cost 8 to maintain those, so they're much more expensive. But still, we can go straight to these. They're the best kind of missile, ground defense missile you can build. So I'll build them on all my worlds, and then I'll be safe from bombardment, relatively speaking. Okay, so that arc ship has arrived, and we can't quite reach any of the stars up here, so I think we'll have to wait until we get our precise location in 10 turns before we can ship out further, but that's okay. That can wait. Heavy missiles done. Research lab at Earth goes for defense. Yep. Destroyers. And the armored assault ship we've already dealt with, so that's fine as well. Now, what's going on at Los Vada? It's unhappy because unhappiness from the pollution, and the environment gives us a very big penalty at the start. So we basically need to finish off the happiness structures, and I'll lower the taxes in the meantime. It's still at -5, which is huge. So I've probably gone a bit overboard with development. 2 turns for the atmospheric generator there, so we should be okay. Yep, Winchester's coming up. And what have they built? They've got some destroyers, 1 orbital laser. Yep. Should be easy. Pause. Now they've got destroyers, so this is where I will actually spread out my fleets, stop missile damage. I'm not concerned about the ground missiles, I'm concerned about the missiles from the row of destroyers they've got there. So by landing the ground forces, that's caused their militia to start running across. That's fine. I lost a few destroyers there. I don't really mind. I've got plenty more where that comes from. And they've been wiped out. Very good. And I can devastate again. Still can't exterminate, and this is a really low looking colony, so I must have to declare war on them. I think I'll give that a try. Okay, Edinburgh has finally got some transports. Los Vada's already at 29, so I probably don't even need to send them. Let's send some population up to Epsilon Octanus. So that we can redistribute any population up to there as soon as we can. That'll be the idea behind that. Winchester is done. So, okay, so now the thing is, I'm going to withdraw to Los Vada and make peace with the Karkwish. Hold the tank. Nope, can't do that. Edinburgh. Weapons. Now Los Vada was unhappy, wasn't it? Yeah, so I'll scrap the heavy industry next turn. In the meantime, why can't I build some sort of terraforming thing? Can I build those here? No, I can't. So it's really hard to have happiness on a irradiated planet. I wasn't quite sure. I knew I could build the weather facilities, but yeah, it's going to be pretty hard to maintain happiness here. So, what else to build? Just research labs, really? No, I'll wait on the research lab because... oh no, 1 turn, that can do... No, we'll cancel. Okay, so when this finishes next turn, I'm going to scrap the heavy industry and then build the improved atmospheric processor at the tech complex. That's the plan there. And that's everything, really. I think we're underway, well underway. Yeah, let's call that an episode. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for episode number 7.